Brace yourselves for a whirlwind of events shaking the Labour Party. Accusations, power struggles, and a crisis reshaping the political landscape. What's really happening behind closed doors? Let's uncover the truth together. Before we dive into the details, make sure to subscribe to our channel and enable notifications so you don't miss any crucial updates. The leader of the Labour Party is facing mounting calls for resignation, while the deputy leader could be under police investigation. You might expect this to dominate the headlines, but instead, the pliable and overtly left-leaning political press is fixated on less significant stories. Why is that? Let's dig deeper into the chaos and find out what's really going on.
At the weekend, I took a microphone and a camera to a high street and I spoke to a load of pensioners that, some voted Labour, some didn't. But the anger out there is so high. They cannot believe what this government is doing. The optics is terrible. They are living the high life. Keir Starmer has had more freebies than any other MP over the last 5 years. I mean, after what he said in interviews and in Parliament, this is the biggest hypocrite in politics. It's such a bad look, and they are so out of touch with the normal people of this country. And I would have thought they would have given it a year or so, before they decided to act like this. But it's after weeks. They've got...
The lack of cohesion among party members and the public casts serious doubt on the Labour Party's ability to navigate the current crisis. The chaos is escalating, and rumours of even more shocking revelations emerging in the coming days are only intensifying the situation. Each new headline sends shockwaves through the ranks of Labour, and the leadership is struggling to regain control over a situation that seems to be slipping away from them. The fractures within the Labour Party are becoming increasingly evident and concerning. Keir Starmer's leadership, once seen as a unifying force, is now facing immense pressure. While some MPs continue to back him, stressing the need for stability, others are openly questioning his capability to lead the party into the next elections. Under the current leadership, the Labour Party appears to be heading in only one direction: downwards. As long as Starmer remains in charge, we are facing serious, very serious issues. He has misled everyone with his manifesto, and this is bound to provoke anger and disappointment.
Do you think it's acting within international law?
I think it's unwise for politicians to stand on stages like this or to sit in television studios and pronounce day by day which acts may or may not be in accordance with international law. I think it's not the role of politicians.
Is Vladimir Putin a war criminal?
Yes.
Yes.
What I've seen already amounts to war crimes, particularly the awful attacks on civilians. And I think it's very important that he's held to account and is responsible. And all those that are acting with him know that they too will be held to account. And this is something which we need to make clear now, so that those who are involved at the moment know what the consequences are.
Rumours of a leadership change are growing increasingly persistent and concerning. Reports indicate that several prominent party members are already envisioning themselves as potential successors. This internal power struggle is creating further instability at a time when the Labour Party can least afford it. In a shocking twist, one of the Labour councillors has recently defected to the Conservative Party. This defector openly expressed his dissatisfaction with the management of the Labour Party and his lack of faith in Starmer's leadership. His high-profile exit has only intensified the situation, giving Labour's political opponents strong ammunition to launch their attacks. The ambitious political agenda of the Labour Party, once a beacon of hope for many supporters, is now facing severe criticism and skepticism. The party's commitment to building 1.5 million homes is sparking discontent from all quarters. Environmentalists are sounding alarms about potential harm to green spaces, while farmers are outraged over proposed inheritance taxes that could jeopardize their family farms.
Just getting back to this defence budget, Starmer knew he wasn't going to put that up. I don't care what anyone says. He will have predicted, he'll have enough experts whispering in his ear and saying this is the situation. He more than implied that, you know, the defence departments were going to get a fair share of money. They were going to be up in the ante. There was going to be new investment with them, bearing in mind the decline they've been in for the last 12 years or so, and it ain't going to happen. And you know what? He knew it wasn't going to happen. That almost verges on lies.
As Starmer's leadership hangs by a thread, a fierce battle has erupted over who will be the next leader. This crisis impacts not only the Labour Party, but also the future of British politics, and its repercussions could be disastrous. Competing parties are eagerly seizing this opportunity to bolster their positions, while public trust in politics continues to plummet. Analysts are raising alarms, warning that the fallout from this scandal could be both serious and long-lasting. We might see a rise in voter apathy, heightened political polarization, and increasing dissatisfaction with the current system. All potential outcomes of the present turmoil. Restoring faith in politics will necessitate significant reforms, including greater transparency and accountability from all parties. The stakes are incredibly high for Keir Starmer and the Labour Party. Will they manage to navigate the storm? Or will this crisis mark the beginning of the end of his leadership? Only time will tell, but the tension is palpable.
Do you know what the average age of death with COVID is? According to official national statistics, it's 82 years and 3 months. The average age of death normally, 81 years. Do you understand that we, because old people are dying? Do you see this graph? The last time we had this much death was 2008. That's the British Medical Journal. No, I came here to speak to this man, not your security. You have failed me.
Thank you.
I've been a Labour voter my entire life. You have failed to be the opposition. You have failed to ask whether lockdown was functioning. Do you understand? Thousands of people have died because you have failed to do your job and ask the real questions. Well, I am telling you now, and I hope this goes out, you have failed this country. You have seriously failed. You have allowed our children to wear masks in school when it's never been any evidence for it.
Even young voters who have long been the foundation of Labour's support are starting to lose confidence in the party's ability to fulfill its promises. This scandal has sparked a wave of outrage that has swept through not just the Labour Party, but society as a whole. The UK economy is teetering on the brink of collapse, and the pound is suffering as investors grow increasingly anxious about political instability. Businesses are postponing their investments, and economic experts are raising alarms, warning that prolonged uncertainty could lead to catastrophic long-term effects. The Labour Party's credibility as a potential ruling party is now in serious doubt. The Prime Minister's decision to impose VAT on independent schools strips hard-working families of the chance to choose what's best for their children, jeopardizing teachers' jobs, increasing class sizes, and resulting in a drastic cut in resources for public schools. How can this be allowed to happen?
So I think there is something bigger going on here, and it's annoying because I don't know what it is. And I know that the lobby of political journalists at Westminster feel the same. All of us instinctively feel that there is some big fact here that we're not being made.
I mean, I'm going to ask the question because nobody else will. Is it some kind of sex thing, do you think?
So there have long been rumours about Keir Starmer's private life, and they certainly aren't to do with any kind of doubts over his sexuality, if I can put it delicately. Okay. They are to do with his past and what the shape of his family really looks like.
For a party that claims to be a stable and sensible alternative to the current government, this crisis has turned into a complete disaster. The media is relentlessly scrutinising the situation, and the issues facing the Labour Party have become hot topics of debate. News agencies are delving into Keir Starmer's past, uncovering contradictions and inconsistencies in his policies, which only serve to further erode his credibility and frustrate his supporters. A genuine storm is brewing on social media. The potential successes of the Labour Party are now at the forefront of the conversation. Chancellor Rachel Reeves is concentrating on economic growth and attempting to distance herself from the scandal. while Deputy Leader Angela Rayner is reaching out to the working class in a bid to restore trust. How far they have strayed from their original ideals. Share your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.